Welcome to Getting Junk Done. Today's junk is going to be an initial review on the Bosch BullDog Extreme 1-inch SDS Plus hammer drill. Now, it wasn't that long ago that I needed a hammer drill for a project and I didn't have a hammer drill. So I went out and bought this Ryobi corded, and I really wasn't paying too much attention to the stats. It is listed at 6.2 amps and yeah, it does an okay job. I've had to drill through some concrete just to attach a fence post, and that's literally all I've used this for. Well, I did use it for another job where I had to install a ring camera on a brick wall, and this worked on that as well, just a much smaller bit. Today's project is going to require a bit more muscle, which is why we bought this Bosch BullDog Extreme. And I'm not really using either one of these all too often, but now I have a way more capable hammer drill that takes more professional style SDS Plus bits. So here's the site of the project. Again, this is us building a foundation for a gravel pad for a cabin that we have coming up. And we're working on the first layer of these 6x6 timbers. And earlier in the project, we had one that goes off in this way, you know, some of the walls off to my right. So we're working on this section today, and when we're doing this, we're staking these timbers into the gravel and the ground using 4-foot rebar, and that's why we bought this Bosch hammer drill, because just hammer it in with a sledgehammer like this goes very slowly, and it's a lot of work. So I bought this hammer and a special SDS Plus driver bit that fits right into the new drill, and it slips over the rebar, and it's supposed to help hammer it down. Now, I do have a rebar installed there and there, flush, already hammered all the way down. We did try the Bosch hammer drill, and it didn't seem to have enough guts to get right through the wood and the gravel. But we did find that once it's through those two pieces, the wood and the gravel, that's about a foot right there. The remaining 3 feet or so into the ground goes, at least in this soil type, pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is just show you what we've been able to accomplish with this last piece of rebar here. Again, we've already done it twice. So I get it started, and that takes a lot of work, fraction of an inch at a time, but it's going. And I'm pretty sure at this point, yeah, it's moving pretty good. We're ready to use the hammer drill. So I'm going to try and get you some close-ups as well as a wide-angle view, and maybe even some slow motion of the thing actually going in. Here we go. So as you can see, it is still pretty slow going, but the Ryobi hammer drill that I had does not have a hammer only function. This one from Bosch does, and you can see it's there on the side. So you can do hammer only, hammer drill, or drill only. So really in the end, I have a much better drill than I did before with an additional function of hammer only. And the bit that I used, I got from Amazon, and this is pretty much what we're looking at here. So focus, there you go. So you got the slot where the rebar goes, and that's probably a little oversized for what I was doing. And then of course the SDS connection for the bit. For the purpose that I bought this, this may be a little underpowered. It takes a little while. The of the 3 rebar that I've done so far today in the situation you saw in this video, the one that I filmed took the longest. The other 2 on the outside edges, on the ends of the board, went much, much faster. And I don't know if there was a real compact piece of gravel or a rock or something on the ground. You don't really know. But you keep going, eventually it does sink. And worst case scenario, you cut it flush with a cutting wheel, whatever. Would I buy this again? Am I in the market for a hammer drill for concrete? Then yes, I would buy this again. Would I buy this again specifically for this purpose? The price that I paid for this was $180. Looking back, I'd probably be more inclined to pay a bit more if I got one that worked faster, because I got a lot of this rebar stuff to drive. And the rebar driver does work. It fits perfectly over the rebar itself, and again, fits in the drill just fine. It's the drill that I think I'm pushing too hard in a situation like this. It's just not designed to do what I'm asking it to do repeatedly. But it does have that hammer only option, so it should be able to do some hammering, right? You would think, but maybe this is just too much. But I'm gonna keep trying it, and it does speed things up versus me with just a mini sledge. It does make my life a little easier. I'm not as sore, because just swinging a hammer over and over will take a lot out of you. This does make driving rebar a little bit better, but not $180 better. Maybe $250, $300 would have been the money to pay for a much bigger version. If you're gonna get this drill and this bit for what I'm doing, you might be not disappointed, but it doesn't exceed my expectations. It works, just not as good as I was hoping. Now, having said that, as a drill or a hammer drill, I haven't used it for that reason yet, so this might be an amazing tool for that reason. But just strictly hammering for driving rebar or a ground rod, it's just seems a little underpowered for that purpose. So if you've been following along, you know that we're building this foundation, and it's about I think a 45-foot length foundation and about 20-ish, 21 feet wide. And the timbers are going to be, you know, an outline for a gravel pad. So the first layer of all those timbers are gonna have to get staked, and that's why I bought this. So I will be using it for that, like I keep mentioning, and I'm hoping it'll save my back and my forearms. So if you were looking for an absolute total review from somebody who knows what they're talking about with all the aspects and the features of this thing, you probably clicked on the wrong video. I'm merely looking to hammer some rebar in the ground, and you know, this could translate into a ground rod driver as well. But my overall impression of this tool, besides my experience just now, is that it's a good, heavy, well-built tool, but you know, there's more powerful tools out there. It does also have a depth gauge that is attached to this handle, but I removed that because I'm not using it in this application, and it was just, frankly, it was getting in the way. But the depth gauge does seem to be of a decent design and will be used more when you're drilling out like concrete or masonry or things like that, rocks and what have you. I'm interested to see how something like this would work on removing tile. That is one of the stated applications with the right bit. You can use this to remove old tile from a floor or a wall when you're redoing a bathroom or a kitchen. So something to think about. The hammer only action would be used in that regard. And it'll probably work. But again, I haven't tried it on that, so don't quote me. I don't see why it wouldn't work. So I'll put a link down below to everything in this video, the drill itself, as well as the ground rod driver bit that I used, and a couple other accessories that I purchased to go in the box ready to go anytime I need a heavier duty drill than my DeWalt cordless. So I can always throw it in the garage and use it for that reason when I'm done with this project. So there's that. Well, if you like this video, please click the like button, share the video with a friend, leave a comment down below, but most importantly, subscribe. As always, I can be found on Twitter and Instagram at Getting Junk Done. I have an edited video, which is what you're watching now, every Thursday. I do a live stream, just a hangout with my beautiful wife, Tina, most Sunday nights. And on the occasional Tuesday night, I'll do a live stream where we talk just about the truck project. So keep an eye out for all that stuff, and thanks for watching.